back to my channel. Today's video is all about 5 habits that I have introduced into my life this year that have managed to make this year one of the best years of my life so far. In fact, I can honestly say that 2018 has been my favourite and my best year. It's been challenging and it's been difficult, but it has been so valuable. I know that I will always look back on this year as being that year, you know, where things just started to make more sense. And I owe a lot of that to the habits that I'm going to tell you about today, because they have made it as amazing as it turned out to be. So really quickly, before we get started, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that, and don't forget to hit the little notification bell so that you'll be notified every single time I bring a video out every single week. Without further ado, let's get started. So the first habit that I have introduced into my life this year is getting better sleep and therefore being able to wake up way earlier than I used to be able to. To be honest with you, I've always been a morning person. I've always found it easier to get up in the morning than I know a lot of people do. However, it's still a massive challenge trying to get up and get out of bed and do things that are going to contribute to your big goals in life. I'm still trying to work on getting better sleep at night, but I know that when I do get better sleep at night, I feel so much more well rested and more ready for the next day, and like just more able and better, you know. And it is such a massive form of self-care to just give yourself that time to get a good night's sleep that I honestly would recommend it probably more than anything else. I think getting sleep, we underestimate the impact that it can have on our day when we get a good night's sleep. Get your sleep, get your Zeds, and enjoy your day. My second healthy habit that has been massive for me this year is daily journaling. I didn't realise that it's something that can have such a positive impact on my day. Every single morning I set out about 10 minutes to journal, and it's just like one of the best parts of my day, because even though it might feel like a chore sometimes, doing that every day, you get to develop your relationship with yourself. And the thing with that is, we don't really understand how important it is to communicate with ourselves. It's so difficult when you're going throughout your day to find time to get to realise what it is that is actually going on in your own head. We're so caught up in what everyone else is doing and what everyone else is saying that it can feel impossible. Through journaling and by just writing and not really editing what you're saying, just writing it out, I've been able to come to some serious revelations about my life that I would not have been able to come to by having conversations or by thinking, because that can be really counterproductive sometimes. Journaling, I would recommend it so much. If you're going into next year and you're trying to make changes, consider doing daily journaling. Get a really pretty notebook and just go for it and try and do it every day if you can. My third habit is kind of like a double, 2 things in one, but for me they come together, and that is meditation and yoga. This year has been one of the best years for me in terms of my yoga, because I decided 2 years ago that I wanted to become like the ultimate yogi and I spent 2017 like dabbling in it a little bit but never really committing to it as a practice. And this year I have made sure that every single week, about 3 times a week, I practice yoga and I try to develop my skills. And as soon as I finish doing yoga, I feel so much better within myself, and I've noticed that I get better at it. And it's not for everyone, but I do think that finding something that will not only improve your health, but will also improve your well-being and your balance and all of that kind of stuff, but will also be fun and creative, and it's a way of seeing how capable your body is. I think finding something like that, whether it be dance or running or something you can get better at, will make you feel better going into next year, because seeing your body developing in that kind of way, it can just be so rewarding and empowering, and it's just so much fun as well. So I love yoga and I recommend it. Meditation is the same for me. It's something that not everyone is into, but I think when you try it and when you see the benefits that it brings into your life, it makes you feel less stressed out, it makes you feel less angry in heated situations and stressful life moments, and it just, you feel that change when you become more present and connect to your breath. And when I am in those kind of situations, I find myself being more able these days to bring myself back to my breath and to feel better immediately, which is so important, because if you're anything like me, having a bad day can be the most surefire way of ruining any goals that you were trying to commit to. A quote I saw the other day that made me think about how important meditation and yoga have been for me this year is, self-love means to honour your vibrations, meaning that it's about self-love, and there have been massive self-love energy habits for me this year that made no sense whatsoever, but you know what I mean. My fourth healthy habit that I have introduced into my life this year, more so than ever, is reading. And to be honest with you, I love books. I've always loved books. It's part of what I want to do, it's part of who I am, and yeah, I've never really found time to read. So reading every day has been massively beneficial for me this year. It's something that I committed to, and I made myself a reading challenge on Goodreads. And if you haven't done that and you're trying to make reading a thing for you, I would recommend that, because it's a really good way of keeping score of how many books you've read, because I love just feeling like I've achieved something even though I'm doing something that's actually really fun. So that's been amazing for me this year, and I've managed to read more books than I normally do. I think I've read like maybe 15 books, which is an improvement. And the thing is, I'm talking about fiction books and non-fiction books in terms of self-development books, but any book that you're interested in, you can really bring it into your life by making sure that you set out, and this is the secret, this is the trick, this is what you do. You set 10 minutes a day at the same time every day to sit and read. Everyone can find 10 minutes a day to do something for themselves, and if you can just make sure you set that time aside, you're going to be able to become someone who has read loads of books by the end of next year, which is something that I think is a really healthy habit to get into, because not only are you learning new things, but you're developing your own sense of self, and you're giving yourself time to basically relax and to give your brain the learning and the fun that it requires to function on a daily basis. And if you're looking for books to read and you're not feeling like you have anything at the moment, any new material, then check out my books to read that inspired me video, because I go through a bunch of books in that one. And I also have my books to read this autumn video. It's not autumn anymore, but some of them I am still trying to get through. Don't tell anyone. The best thing to do when you're coming to reading time is to find a cozy corner to read in, get some fluffy socks on, chill out, sit down, light a candle, and just spend that time, and you'll probably find that you'll get lost in it so much that you'll spend more than 10 minutes doing it. And my final habit, a big thing for me, is tarot. I never would have thought that I would be where I am now doing tarot readings like nearly every day, because it was never really a thing for me. But I am at the point now where it's just such a massive part of my day, and you don't have to necessarily believe in anything in particular to do tarot. You just need to have desire to be more aware of what's going on in your own mind, what's going on in your life, and it's just so fun. And the one that I use is by Joakim Karud, and it's called the Animal Spirit deck, and it's amazing. The cards are absolutely beautiful, and it's just so inspiring every day to sit there and do a reading and to just, you know, feel like you're going through the day with like an animal spirit by your side. That is as cool as it gets for me. I love animals, so I knew this was the one for me. I mean, witchiness has just been a big mood in my life right now. October is where it kind of started off, and then we're still there, we're still sailing through this witchy time right now, and I'm happy with that. I'm completely chill with that. I think it's so much fun. I've also got into horoscopes, and even, you know, looking at my cycle and seeing what my mood is and how that reflects what's going on in my day. I just think having that element of determinism and fate, but in moderation, and then being able to either be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, or being like, no, I'm gonna challenge that, is just such a powerful thing to have, powerful tool to have throughout your life and throughout your day. It's just a beautiful practice, and if you are looking for a way of bringing more magic into your life next year, I really recommend tarot. When you find the deck that you want to use, you are going to benefit from that massively. A quote I saw the other day that made me think about how tarot has came into my life and changed things. It's important to do what's best for you, whether people approve of it or not. This is your life, you know what's good for you, and remember, self-love takes strength. So no matter what you believe in, or no matter what you do, make sure you stick to that and have faith in whatever it is that you have faith in, because if I could give you any advice going into next year, it is that you need to be authentic, and your authentic self is going to be different from someone else's authentic self, and they might disapprove, but that does not matter because you just have to be you. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all your support, and it's just been so much fun getting to share these habits with you today. I hope that they can influence you in some way, in any way whatsoever. I hope that they've helped you. Don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Love you lots and lots. Bye.